Welcome back to the Daily Factor. You might be wondering, so why are we going to sports? Well, Petri is running a bit late for our market updates, but he will be joining us. So we decided to mix and match things a little bit. Now, earlier on, I had a discussion with South African surfer, same thing, we're still on water, Bianca Buitendag, about her preparations ahead of the Tokyo Olympic Games happening later on this year. Now, unfortunately, Jordan Smith, the male surfer of South Africa, will not be able to participate as he has a current injury. So Bianca is right now our only hope for a potential medal at the Olympic Games later in Japan this year. I spoke to her. Here's my interview with her with regards to her preparation and what she hopes come the Olympic Games she would like to achieve at that event. Now joining me is Bianca Buitendag, our only hope for a potential surfing medal at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. Bianca, good afternoon and thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon and thank you very much for having me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Bianca, I know the pandemic has really made life so difficult for our respective athletes. Just give us an idea in terms of surfing, how, the challenges that you had to go through to prepare for the upcoming games.
Well, I like to see a silver lining amidst the tragedy of coronavirus. Although the beaches were closed for a good few weeks, so that did really limit our training capabilities. But I was making a joke to my family the other day. I said I'd never spent so much time in a gym, which is also good for me, So yeah, I feel like even though it's been tragic and we've faced losses in every aspect, we still had an extra year to prepare, and that for an athlete almost never happens with the event schedules and the demands. It just never happens. So I feel very well rested and well prepared mentally and emotionally.
Bianca, obviously you qualified through the 2019 ISA World Surfing Championships that happened in Japan. So, having qualified in Japan, and I know it's going to be taking place in a different beach, I mean, the conditioning, surely that is something that you're used to, am I right?
Well, I've competed in Japan twice before. The first time was actually in the same province where the Olympics will be held. So I do have an idea. It is actually quite challenging, the conditions in summer. It's very small and inconsistent. So we're hoping for a miracle in the form of a typhoon. But yeah, I've competed there before, feel very comfortable and looking very forward to it.
Bianca, we know that Jordan Smith, unfortunately due to an injury, won't be able to compete. So it's all on you. Pressure's all on you to get us a medal. But I mean, it's unfortunate, isn't it, that Jordan won't be there? I mean, Jordan, with all his experience, he could have definitely been one of those challengers for a potential medal at the Games.
Yes, that is very true. I was looking so forward to sharing this experience with him, but some injuries have the final say. You can't push your body past its limits, and I think the decision he made was very wise. He is surrounded by family, and I really do hope a speedy recovery and all the best for him. He does have a good 10 years in his career, so I'm sure he'll be at the next one, which is just around the corner.
Yeah, well, 2024 is around the corner. We're 3 years away. That's just how time is flying at the moment. Bianca, let's focus on the Games. It's going to be grueling. I mean, we see that nations like Australia and Brazil and France and Peru have about 4 competing surfers that are going to be there at the Games, the United States included. So who do you see as your, a real challenger in terms for that gold medal coming up at the Games?
Well, especially in surfing, because our environment is so variable with the ocean, you never really know. Nothing is ever for sure. So I don't disregard any competitors. I think all 19 others will be difficult to take down, and I will definitely consider their importance equal across the playing field.
Bianca, the sport of surfing, I know on TV it looks very cool, the movement and all of that, but there's so much of skill set that goes into it. As somebody who grew up, having the surfboard, going to the various beaches across South Africa, just talk to us about the required skill set that you as a surfer need in order to not just make sure that you can ride the wave, but also make sure that you get the maximum out of your ability.
Well, the most difficult part, or 90% of the job, is actually being able to read the ocean well. So it's an intuitive sport, which is different to, say, athletics or gymnastics, where there's a certain routine set out. So you have to trust your intuition, and intuition only builds once you spend thousands of hours of time in the water. So I would say, yeah, building that intuition and that relationship with the ocean is probably the most important.
Bianca, being part of the Athletes Village, and I don't know how it's going to be spaced out, obviously due to the pandemic, but when we look at the swimming team, there's a lot of champions there, including gold medalist Chad Leclos. So being with these champions, how does it motivate you knowing that, listen, I've got that sense of motivation going into my competing sport, and I can use this as something to really push myself come at the start of the games?
It's a huge inspiration for me. I mean, I grew up watching the Olympics on TV, and surfing not being part of it initially, I never thought it would become true for me. So it is a dream come true in every sense. And being able to live within the same area and kind of follow the same routine as the best athletes in the world is a huge privilege.
Bianca, one final question. If Bianca Buitendag looks in herself in a mirror, what does she want to achieve come the Olympic Games later on this year?
Well, I believe I've got nothing to lose. So I would like to finish on the podium. I'm at least going to aim high and see where I finish, but aim for the stars and land on the moon. I'll try my best. Like I said, I've worked my entire career for a moment like this, so I will definitely not let it go by.
Yeah, we just hope that you ride the wave and ride it too. We're hoping a gold medal, but look, anything successful, we as South Africans will definitely be proud of you. Bianca Buitendag, we say thank you so much. All the best in your preparations, and we look forward to seeing you at the Olympic Games.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me once again.
No, it's an absolute pleasure.